Guys, retrostitchgaming here. Welcome back to another video, and in this installment
we're going to be talking about Resident Evil, our all-time favourite franchise. As you'll know if you watch the channel, I do a lot of Resident Evil stuff. It's my all-time favourite franchise, as I just said. And as Resident Evil 2, the remake is out next week, and the original is my all-time favourite game.
And he's super excited
I'm
about
super
it.
excited. We've had it on countdown for months. But I thought we'd just do a little video showing you through our Resident Evil collection, just to show what we've got and talk about some of the games which are our favourite in the series, which aren't so good. And yeah, here's our Resident Evil pop vinyls. We've got the full set, and I've got a Resident Evil tattoo as well, as you can see on my arm, of Jill and Nemesis. This is how much of a Resident Evil nut I am. I am obsessed with this franchise. So yeah, let's get going and show you our Resident Evil collection. Okay, so first up, obviously, we have the game that started it all. The game that started this mega franchise.
The game that also has the best voiceovers since,
Well, yeah, it's got the best voice acting ever, this game, hasn't it? It's amazing. It's also the game that crafted survival horror into what it is. Without this game, it probably wouldn't be what it is today. It started it all, and I absolutely love this game, even with all its flaws. I love its flaws. I love everything about this game. And they also did the remake on the DS that people may have missed, and this is my favourite way to play the original Resident Evil. It's really good. You also add some really cool touchscreens into it, but it is absolutely epic, this. It's really cool. If you haven't got it, I'd pick it up. It's really, really good. It's just the exact same as the original game, just with some added little bits in it. And then we have the Resident Evil 0 games that was released on the GameCube. As you can see, we've also got it for the Nintendo Wii.
I thoroughly enjoyed Resident Evil 0.
Yeah, we love that how you can swap between the two characters. It's set just before the original game, so it's a nice little setup to the original game, and obviously it came out like around the time that the Resident Evil 1 remake did, which, I love this game so much. We have it here, the original for the GameCube, and we also have the PS4 version, which also includes a Resident Evil 0. This is the one that I'm currently doing a Let's Play up on the channel. Almost finished it now. I want to get it finished ready for when Resident Evil 2 comes out.
Go check it out, guys.
Yeah, having a lot of fun with it, and people do really seem to be enjoying it, our awesome subscribers. But yeah, this game is probably the best remake of a game ever made, in my opinion. Might not be after next week, we'll see. But super scary, really cool game. Probably the most perfect you can get to classic survival horror. I'm not saying it's the best survival horror, but it's the most perfect in what you want from a survival horror, in my opinion. I'll just put them there. Next up, we have my favourite game in the series, Resident Evil 2, which obviously came out on the PS1 originally. Got the Platinum and the Black Label version. I don't know why we've got both. You can never have enough copies of your favourite game, I suppose.
Oh no, definitely not.
Love this game. Absolutely love it. Introduced two new great characters, Leon and Claire, who are still in the series today.
I have a mad crush.
You have a massive crush on Leon, yes.
He is...
Yeah, you gotta love Leon Kennedy.
You gotta love Leon.
Although Jill Valentine's my favourite.
Well, yeah, everyone has their gaming crush and someone that they're a little bit obsessed with.
Yeah, they also released it on the N64. Probably my least favourite console to play this game on, just because, I don't know, the controller just doesn't feel right for a Resident Evil game, in my opinion. But it's still super cool that you had it on the N64. And then my favourite console to play it on is the GameCube, one of my favourite consoles. And as you'll see as we go through this, the GameCube has an insane Resident Evil collection on it. It's awesome, but it's definitely my favourite console to play Resident Evil 2 on. Next up, obviously, a Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Who can forget Nemesis? The first time I encountered him, oh my God, I was terrified. This, even though Resident Evil 2 is my favourite of the original trilogy, this is the one that scared me the most as a kid. I didn't dare play it. I was just terrified of Nemesis. Every time he'd pop out or randomly occur, I'd just panic and he'd kill me.
I can honestly say now, and I can verify this for sure, that he still screams when he plays it now.
Yeah, I do, when he randomly turns up. And like I said, the GameCube is my favourite system for Resident Evil games, and they also did a Resident Evil 3 port. So that is 4 GameCube Resident Evil games already on this list. And there's still a few more for the collection that we're going to get to. Next up, we have most people's favourite Resident Evil game. It's not my favourite, to be honest. I don't even know if it's in my top couple of favourites. I'm not saying nothing against it. I think it is an exceptional game. One of the best PS2 games. It probably is one of the best games in the series.
Exception if you mean fucked up. Really,
but it's not my personal favourite. But that's obviously Resident Evil 4, which
However,
was...
I would actually beg to differ because I think Resident Evil 4 is one of my favourites in the franchise. And
Yeah.
I think, well, not just the fact that it's got Leon Kennedy in it. That's not the only reason, but I think it just adds the eeriness, the creepiness. I think it's terrifying. It's very...
Oh yeah, it's terrifying and it's brilliant and I love the action that they put in it. The only gripe I have with this game, and I'm so sorry guys, I love this game. It's a brilliant game. The only thing I don't like about this game is what it did to the franchise after. I love the game to bits, and if it stopped at this or stayed like this, the series, I would have been so happy. But the two games that come after, I think because of the success of this game and how amazing it was, they decided to just go over the top action in the next couple of games in the series, and
it
upset me. But it was originally a GameCube exclusive, which I obviously said, another GameCube game, but then it didn't take long before it also came out on the PS2. Got this little nice steelbook here, which I love. And we've also got it on the Nintendo Wii, which is a really cool way to play this game. I love playing it with...
I think it's more terrifying on
yeah,
the Wii,
I actually do think it makes it scary, which you wouldn't expect from a game on the Wii.
No, it's terrifying.
But you feel less in control, but more in control at the same time with the aiming, and I love
bizarre,
playing,
isn't it?
Yeah,
I feel like it's
playing
quite
it on
a
the
bizarre
Nintendo Wii.
sensation.
And then obviously
with the game,
we've got it on the PS4, as the PS4 has also done a lot of ports of the Resident Evil games. This is still sealed, even though we've had it like 2 years. I just haven't played it on the PS4 yet for whatever reason, so yeah, it's still sealed. Next up we have Resident Evil 5, obviously, which I had for the Xbox 360. I did enjoy this game.
I don't think it was too bad, but then again, I don't think it was too great either.
Yeah, because of the action again. But it was a good game, an amazing game, but not an amazing Resident Evil game, if you get what I mean. I loved the co-op. The co-op was super fun.
We played it on co-op, yeah.
I actually prefer playing co-op on this game because when you play single player, the AI is atrocious for Sheva, and she's constantly getting you in trouble and constantly getting her head cut off, and it used to wind me up so much. But the game is awesome. It is a really good game. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe this is the best-selling Resident Evil game in the series, which is probably why they decided to go even more over the top action with this monstrosity. I'm sorry guys, I know some people like it and I respect your opinion, but in my opinion this game is utter dog crap.
I can honestly say as well, not my favourite, not by a long shot.
It might not be the worst in the series because there are some bad games in spin-off games, but I don't know, actually, I think it probably is my least favourite. I just don't like this game. I have completed it with all 3 stories and everything, so I did play it, and I've tried and tried again, going back to it thinking maybe my mind would change, but my mind just doesn't change. I do not like this game. I think it's awful. I'm sorry, but it is.
I think it's because it doesn't really stick to the roots, which is classic survival horror, which is supposed to be the eerie, the scary, the build up, the tension. It doesn't really provide that. It's more like action and shooting and just killing things and explosions and blah blah. And
I do respect your opinion though, guys. If you love it, then please, you can try and change my mind in the comments below. But for me, I just don't like it. I've tried and tried, but I just don't. And then, obviously, we've got Resident Evil 7 for the PS4.
This was sick.
I love
so sick.
Even though it still doesn't feel like a traditional Resident Evil. I mean, first person and everything like that, and it changed a lot, but it was so scary.
I feel like it changed for the better. It adapted in ways that made the game.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I really, really enjoyed this, and it was really put the franchise back on track, in my opinion. I'm glad that Capcom finally listened to the Resident Evil fans and brought back horror for this game. It was so scary, the way that Jack could chase you around.
Oh god.
And I loved it.
It was actually blood curdling.
I know.
That's the only word I can probably
We jumped and screamed up a lot when playing this game, but I did really enjoy it, and I'm glad they've gone back to horror. Really glad they've gone back to horror. Right, so that is all our main series games for now until Resident Evil 2 arrives on Friday. But then obviously there's a lot of games that aren't in the main 1 to 7 series, of like Code Veronica, which is actually, in my opinion, one of the best Resident Evil games. This game is absolutely awesome.
Code Veronica is brilliant.
It is
a really
absolutely
good game.
awesome. He plays Claire Redfield in this one. I'm guessing people did play this one. I don't think this one got missed, but obviously GameCube, yet again, another awesome Resident Evil game on the GameCube, and on the PS2 you could get it. I think I think you get it on the Dreamcast. I may be wrong. We don't have a Dreamcast. But yeah, awesome game. I highly recommend this. It's a more classic Resident Evil. Fixed camera angles, tank controls. There is theories that this was originally meant to be Resident Evil 3, and Resident Evil 3 was a spin-off. I don't know if it's true or not. Then we have two really cool rail shooters for the Nintendo Wii. Resident Evil The Dark Side Chronicles and Resident Evil The Umbrella Chronicles.
We actually played this one not so long ago, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was quite good.
These are two-player... It's like a House of the Dead style rail shooter. Yeah. If you played them in the arcades.
Classic.
It's exactly like that. But the thing that I really like about it, it starts from Resident Evil 0 and it goes through like all the games, so you get to play as Jill,
play a little
Leon,
bit of
Claire.
everything,
It's just like a different perspective of the game. Some really cool graphics and cutscenes in it as well. Really cool, fun games. Obviously, it's not what you'd expect from Resident Evil. It's a rail shooter, but it is fun. It's a lot of fun. Really enjoyed playing it. Next up, we're going to go back to the PS1 for one of the worst installments in the series. Resident Evil Survivor. This game is not very good.
Right, can I just say, he takes the piss out of me all the time, because I actually, and do you know what, 90% of people will probably disagree with me and say it's an absolutely awful game. But I remember playing this as a kid, and I actually quite enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, that's probably just
the
me.
reason I think you enjoyed this as a kid
was because I didn't really...
You didn't have 1, 2 or 3 on your PS1, did you? And this was the one that you had as a kid and picked up.
This is what ended up sliding into my games collection. And do you know what? It may not be... Well, a lot of people actually rate it the worst, but...
It's not the worst game made. It's okay.
I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it.
It is okay.
It was quite good.
But it doesn't keep up with the other 3 on the system. No chance.
No, it doesn't, but it was still...
But it must have done well enough, because they did make a sequel for the PS2.
Exactly.
Which isn't as bad as the first one. This is Survivor 2 Code Veronica, so it's set around the Code Veronica timeline.
I've not played it, so...
But yeah, it's okay. And then we've got another cool one for the PS2, which is... I don't know if I'd say a hidden gem, but it's definitely one that went under the radar, and that is Resident Evil Dead Aim. It's like a mix of classic Resident Evil, but then also like a mix of the survivors, where you've got your first person. But it's a good game, another good one. Actually, one of the pricier games in the series. It's slowly creeping up in price, this one. Can be quite tricky to find. And then we've got 2 more games for the PS2. These games are absolutely awesome. These don't get the credit they deserve. Resident Evil Outbreak and Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. These games are awesome. Really good. 2 of my favourite games in the series. Put a lot of hours into them. Definitely worth checking out if you've not played them. They are so underappreciated and underrated in my opinion. And I'd love a File 3. If you've not played these ones yet, you've got to check them out. And they are super cheap for the PS2 as well. Definitely got to play those games. Really, it's like classic Resident Evil, but a lot of little extra bits added. You have like a team of 3 and you have to keep each other alive and work together. Really cool. And it used to have online play back in the day on the PS2, which was pretty cool, even though it obviously doesn't hold up to today's online play, but it was a good game. Next we've got Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. I remember being super excited for this when it came out because I thought it looked super cool. It's set at the same time as Resident Evil 2 and 3 and Outbreak in Raccoon City, and you play as the Umbrella Corps and you go through all the missions that they had to do, Hunk and all that lot. It's more of a run and gun sort of game, like a COD style game or Gears of War sort of thing. It's okay.
I think the cover looks quite good.
Yeah, it's an okay game. If you're looking for a classic Resident Evil game, you're probably not going to like this. But if you know what it's about and you know what to expect, I enjoyed it.
Average.
Yeah, it's average. It's not really a Resident Evil game.
Standard, average kind of shooter.
Yeah, but I did enjoy it. It was okay. It was quite fun to see different aspects. Just see some of Raccoon City and in better graphics and stuff. And then now we have Resident Evil Revelations, which came out on the 3DS originally. This game is really cool, actually.
I'm actually currently playing that.
Yeah, you're playing it for the first time, aren't you? And you're really enjoying it. You play as Jill Valentine as well as some other characters who are well known throughout the series, and it keeps like the modern like Resident Evil 4, 5, 6 style of play with the over-shoulder shooting and stuff, but it does seem to manage to grip a bit of horror back, which was after Resident Evil 6. It was nice to see that horror sort of come back. I think it's when they first started like listening to the fans again and bringing it back. They also brought it out on the 360 as well, and I think you can get it on the PS4, Xbox One and PS3 as well. So it's worth checking out if you haven't played that one yet. And then we also have Resident Evil Revelations 2, which is the second installment for that game, which we have for the Xbox One, but you can also get it on the PS4, and I think you can get it on the 360 and PS3 as well. So, and then obviously, as we just said, we'll go back through these. We've got our Hunter Pop vinyl, good old Jilly Baby. Nemesis, who isn't tall enough in my opinion. He should be bigger than that Hunter. I don't know why that Hunter's so big.
Old Leon, baby.
Leon from Resident Evil 4. Oh, Nemesis has fallen down. He won't stay standing.
We'll just hold
The Tyrant from Resident Evil 1.
Which he is supposed to glow in the dark, but he actually doesn't.
Yeah, he's meant to be a glow in the dark vinyl, but he doesn't glow in the dark. But that is our Resident Evil collection. Unless I've missed any around the game room, I'm not sure. There's still a few titles we'd like to add for, like, some repeats of these for different systems, but then there's also, I think it's Resident Evil Gaiden for the Game Boy Color. I really want to get that for the collection, but it's really hard to come by and can be quite pricey. I did have a port of it on my PSP, which I play from time to time, and it's okay. It's not too bad for a Game Boy Color game, but I'd love to actually get a physical copy to add to the collection, just for the collector's sake. I don't know if I'd play it much, but just to have it for part of my Resident Evil collection.
Yeah.
But there you have it, guys. That's our Resident Evil collection. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please let us know what you think. Let us know what games you've got in your Resident Evil collection. Let us know if there's any we're missing. There's a few like repeat titles, I said, but other than Resident Evil Gaiden, I don't think there's too many that we're missing that we haven't got at least one copy of.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, smash a like on the video. If you enjoyed the content, also don't forget to subscribe and
really
click that
appreciate
little bell icon to stay notified.
Stay notified whenever we put any new videos up. And one last thing, who else is really excited for Resident Evil 2? I just want to mention it one more time. I cannot wait. I've even got the day off work Friday for it. I'm going to play it all day and night. I cannot wait.
God help me.
Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you very soon for another gaming video.